Hey everybody, so my name is Ryan Hall. I'm a sophomore at the University of Kentucky. I'm doing this video as a final project for my PPS 101 class. It's taught by Dr. Euler. Recommend this class to anybody who's interested in pre-pharm or just pharmaceuticals in general. And so this video we're going to be talking about the legality of direct-to-consumer advertising, also known as DTC advertising, specifically inside the US. So what is direct-to-consumer advertising? It is advertising various prescription and non-prescription pharmaceuticals through different media outlets such as television, internet, radio. You're watching a game, you're watching something on TV, and all of a sudden all those pharmaceutical ads come up. That's what a DTC ad is. It's only legal in 2 countries in the world, and that's the US and New Zealand. And my personal opinion on this is that it should not be legal in the US. I think that it makes these pharmaceuticals seem like miracle drugs. It makes it seem like they work a whole lot better than they actually do. It pressures doctors into prescribing it when people come up and they ask about these drugs. And it contributes to the overall issue that the healthcare system is a business and not a service to the American people. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the pros and some of the cons for this direct-to-consumer advertising. So looking at the pros first, it does provide an increased awareness for medical conditions that are an issue. It helps to provide market competition, which leads to better product and better pharmaceuticals for patients. And it does get patients more involved with their health care when they go to the doctor and they ask about these things that they're seeing on TV. So a big issue in the US is obesity. 68.6% of American adults were either overweight or obese in the years 2011 and 2012. And 31.6% of American children were overweight or obese in that same time frame. Specifically by gender, 35.3% of American women and 33.1% of American men were in those same years. This is an issue, guys. So the US response was to put out these get slim quick drugs. Things like Belviq or Contave or Quizmia, and there are several others that are really popular that got people to look, into these drugs, and they got popular from these direct-to-consumer ads. And it did help, it does help people get more aware with these things. Moving on to the market, there's only so many dollars that go into this. And so, companies are competing for this money, and competing for this money puts out better quality drugs. It puts out drugs that are going to work better per dose. And it allows people to better label things so that people know how to take the medication better, because they have to make sure people understand it. And getting people involved in their healthcare is a big issue in the U.S. A lot of people don't like to go to doctors, particularly because healthcare isn't cheap in America. And the FDA did a survey asking physicians around the country if they thought patients became more involved with their health after seeing these ads. And many of the doctors they surveyed did agree that this helped get people involved with their own personal health care a whole lot better. But along with these pros, there are cons to it. And so, some of the cons that go with it are that it pressures these physicians to prescribe medications that patients don't need, even if it doesn't clinically show they need it. It makes people think these medications work better than they really do, and it puts more focus on the benefits and not enough focus on the risks of taking these medications. So the FDA did a survey of physicians, and what they found was that when they were asked if they thought their patients understood the risks and benefits of medications that were advertised, 65% said they don't think so. And 78% of physicians said that their patients understand the benefits of these medications, but only 40% said that the patients understood the risks of these medications. And, in the same survey, 75% of those physicians thought that the ads over-promoted the medications and made it seem like they did a whole lot better for the person and that they would work for everybody, when everybody knows that, different people have different doses. They have to take things a different way. There's all kinds of different things that can affect a medication and how well it works and whether it works or not for a specific person. In the same survey, 65% of physicians thought that the ads were confusing and that it made the drug seem like it was different than what it really was. And in a separate survey done by the Institute of Self-Medication, Safe, 67% of physicians acknowledged that they would give in to these patients' questions and they would give these patients that. 78% said that people actually came and asked about these medications that are advertised. So just a summary of everything we talked about. Direct-to-consumer advertisements are, providing these ads about medications through different media outlets. They have both pros and cons. Personally, for me, they outweigh the pros. The cons do, and they should not be legal in the U.S. However, this decision is everybody's to be made. Thanks for watching, guys.